Hello, hello, TikTok. Hello, Facebook. Come on in here on this Throwback Thursday. And welcome to tonight's live show experience. Again, we won't be showing jewelry tonight. This won't be another Candid Curie, but a divine download that's been etched in my heart. I didn't die, I decided, because it's super powerful testimony that I have to share. And of course, the Lord didn't give it to me for me to sit on it. I'm going to keep it real with you. You're not watching this by accident. So whether you saw this post or someone tagged you or you just so happened to scroll on in, you were meant to be here. You were meant to be here, TikTok. And because this moment is about products, it's going to be about purpose. So grab your tea, grab your tissue boxes, right? Because we're going all in and we're going to go on this deep dive. It's Throwback Thursday, and I'm throwing it all the way back to February 5th. 2020. Okay, I'm 32 years old. At that time, 32 years old, I'm a mom. I'm diving into my career as a public servant. I'm a little bit vested at this point. I was a girlfriend, multiple business owner at that time as well. And what the young kids say, I was drinking water and minding my business, right? But that was also the time when I also heard the words, "You have breast cancer." And that was world shattering. Everything around me stood still. The world stopped, not just because of COVID, but my own personal pandemic. The word cancer snatched the breath out of me, and it didn't feel real. It didn't feel real. It felt like I was suspended in time, and it shattered the glass at everything that I thought was solid: my relationships, my goals, my schedules, my image, right? My reputation, my sense of control, all of that gone. I wasn't Alice in Wonderland, but I definitely dove down a deep, dark hole. Thoughts of never returning, a depression I couldn't push past or pray through. I felt like I was stuck. And I even asked myself, why should I wait to arrive at death's door safely when I can just simply escape this reality now and just sleep permanently? You see, that's just how the enemy plays tricks on your mind. COVID-19 also descended on New York City like a dark cloud. It casted its own shadow across the city and my soul, and everything shut down. The spirit and the vibrancy that once powered the city that never sleeps, guess what? It began to drain fast. Businesses closed, schools paused, right? Even medical care certainly became more and more distant. Isolation became the new normal. And while the world outside was crumbling, the world inside me was unraveling. I was alone in my thoughts, and in this quarantine, isolation really started to choke out any sense of hope that I would have. I questioned God. Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? What atrocity have I committed against your child or children that would warrant such a horrific death sentence? Because that's what I truly believed it was. I believed that the word cancer and my diagnosis was a certain date for death. And I was unraveling because I even considered meeting death in full glam before cancer would deliver me to its door. And the enemy starts to play some nasty tricks on you. And all I could think was, I'm going to lose my life. And if I somehow survive, then I won't be a woman. I'll lose my breast. I'll lose my essence as a woman. I won't be able to have more children. I won't be able to complete my family. My son will have to grow up without me. And I began thinking about my son's future as I'm also thinking about ending my own present. I'm thinking about the man my son would become, the legacy I'd leave him. I would miss his awkward teenage jokes, his first heartbreak, his first cap and gown moment. I wouldn't see him drive off in his first car, open the doors of his first business. I wouldn't be able to see him down the aisle, see him say I do to his wife. I wouldn't be able to ever hold his first child. So if I gave up now, I would never be able to see the fullness that God had in store for my son. And little by little, I was forced to navigate a whirlwind of emotions as well as medical appointments. There was no support allowed in the waiting room during COVID. The no support, I guess, sign was just as equivalent to the no smoking sign. That's how common it was. I couldn't have anyone to hold my hand through the scans, the biopsies, or give me strength in the surgical prep rooms. Yet I knew the Lord was with me. And after 6 second opinions of physicians, I finally made the hard but necessary decision to choose a bilateral, or what they call a double mastectomy, with immediate reconstruction. And that's when I hit the rock bottom, you know. And when I did, God also met me there. I only had two choices: to collapse in fear or to rise in faith. And I actually remember praying a prayer. It wasn't a churchy prayer because I'm a PK, right? I'm a preacher's kid, pastor's kid. But it was a real prayer. And I said, Lord, I don't want to die. And I don't want to leave my son or my family. But if you allow me to live, I promise you to live boldly, purposefully, and obediently for the rest of my life. Yes, it was tough to see it, to believe it, to trust it. And even through the tears then and now, I kept praying. I clung to hope that maybe God still had more for me. And this lowest moment became the foundation of my deepest faith. I surrendered. I surrendered fully, no backup plan, no logic, just now faith. And when I did that, Jesus began to heal everything. And by his grace, on June 20th of 2020, more than 4 months after my cancer diagnosis and after 12 long hours of surgery, I am his miracle manifested. Thank you, Jesus. I've been breast cancer free ever since. And I got to say that one more time for the people in the back. I am healed in Jesus' name. And from then on, I decided not to take another moment for granted. Just like that. No more waiting, no more worrying, but deciding that this diagnosis isn't just to challenge me, but to strengthen me and to transform me. And it reignited my passion for life, for my mission and for my purpose. And I now know that surrender is not a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's power. And it's the boldest faith move that you can make. Because survival is physical, but decision is eternal. But I began to change and shift my mindset now from becoming broken, wounded but not broken, wounded but not broken. And just like Paul did in Romans 12:2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I wasn't going to let man's diagnosis dictate my divine destiny. And after the healing, I knew I couldn't go back to business as usual. I didn't come this far just to survive. But now I got to show up. I started sharing my story openly. At that time, still bald, emotionally and physically scarred from surgery, but healed. Healed. And y'all, something beautiful happened. My testimony became someone else's permission slip to live. Countless women started turning to me for support and requesting prayer and advocacy after they or their friend had been diagnosed. And then I realized exactly why I had to go through the fire, to be a mirror and to remind you who you really are and what's possible when you partner with God. So this journey provided me the tools to build and lead a powerhouse team of entrepreneurs from 8 people in 2020 to over 80 people today. And shout out to my team, Illustrious New Life Circles, my new lifers, my elite team in the making. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm trying to keep my eyes off the comments so I don't get distracted, but thank you guys so, so much. I saw myself in the story of Job. Yes, Job lost it all, but in the end, God paid him double for his trouble. So God didn't just bring me out, he gave me influence, impact, and income because I decided. My business and team isn't just about slinging bling. We're ministering through confidence. We're building wealth with purpose, and we're walking by faith, showing other men and women what it looks like to rise for real. And I believe with my whole heart that we are all called to live purposefully, walk boldly in our faith, and use our stories to inspire real change. And that's simply why I do this. That's why I share my journey. That's why I'm here tonight. To empower you to rise above your struggles. Because listen, I know we've all been through some things, including me. Heartbreak, health scares, addictions, setbacks, right? Shame, fear, imposter syndrome, starting over, starting anew. Maybe you feel like nobody sees you, but guess what? God sees you. God sees you. And just like Esther, baby, you were made for such a time as this. You didn't go through that pain just to post a quote on Facebook and to cry your pretty little lies out at night. You were created and prepared to lead. And that's why I created my Survivor to CEO mini cohort. It's for the woman who says, I've been through hell, but I'm still standing. I have a story, but I need help turning it into purpose. I want to bless others from what almost broke me. So meet your moment now. If you ever said those things or ever said, I feel stuck, I want to start something, I wish somebody would show me how. Hello, I am somebody. And I'm not just here to inspire you. I'm here to equip you. When you partner with me here at Paparazzi, you not only partner with me for impact, and not just because you want to sell some jewelry, but because you want to share your sparkle. You want to turn your pain into purpose. and your purpose into a platform, and your wounds into wisdom. Because when I say I didn't die, that means I decided to lead, to love, and to live out loud. So I want to show you how to do the same. I want you to drop a pink heart and emoji below. Go ahead and tap that link that's pinned right there at the top. If you want to learn more or to direct message me, DM me, I decided. DM me, I decided. And don't wait. Decide. And before I go, let me just remind you, you're not here by accident. This is not a circumstance or a happenstance. Your survival has a sublime strategy. And the same God that healed me from cancer, the same God that restored my faith, my body, and my confidence wants to do the same for you. Don't just survive. Decide to live. So thank you so much for spending this moment with me. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable. And thank you for being bold enough to believe that you too can rise.